Hello everybody, welcome to Sparkrist Inspiration. How is everybody? I'm so excited to share this deck, and thank you Cheryl so much. Of course I wasn't going to wait till Christmas as soon as I saw it coming because I've been wanting this forever and I'm so excited. This is the Mystical Healing reading cards, and I'll be doing a flip through on IG as well over here because this is so dreamy. The book is utterly outstanding and so magical, so I'm really excited. So let's see what energies are coming in. I have some gorgeous carnelian stones here to lift, inspire, and gravitate us towards our passions. I love this stone. I always feel like it creates a sense of like a fire in our belly, like why not do this, why not call this person, experience this new experience, go for that walk on the beach, whatever it is that is compelling us to do something interesting is like, let's go do it. And I love that stone. So you guys, this is recognizing divine timing, and this talks about fully receiving what you're asking for, right? And in order to do that, we need to deepen our efforts of our inner preparation. Be aware that it'll arrive at the exact right time when you are truly ready. I have to do this too. If I know later in the week there's something that I need to navigate or get ready, I have inner preparation. I think about it. I think about it positively. I see a win-win outcome. It's just setting the stage for success, right? So if you're asking for a loving relationship or a friendship, become aware of what kind of person you'd love to connect with, right? Start asking, what qualities do they need to have? Start to work on those qualities yourself. Mine definitely the qualities I've been trying to really bring to the surface within myself is like mindfulness, quieting my mind, and patience. Stand and listen in mindfulness without going through my Christmas list, right? This time of year we tend to do that. If you'd like to develop your intuitive abilities further, then be willing to take the time to do the appropriate exercises to finesse that energy in order to create new powers of perception. I have to continually do this because sometimes it just comes very, very naturally and very easy, like during reads and with cards. Other times, if I'm face to face, say with a family member, I get emotionally charged up because these are family members and I have to take a pause and separate that. Look at it objectively. I just saw this thing this morning and it blew my mind, and I would love for you guys to try it. And it's called the 3x3 method. And it brings us back to mindfulness. And this great professor was talking about it on a TEDx talk, and he was saying how all he does to calm himself and his mind, because he remembers when he had children, his anxiety went up, his fears. He was like, how am I going to, be able to counsel people if I'm feeling this way? And he was basically saying, it's so simple. Look at one object that's close by, and all you have to do is take a deep breath in and out and say, that is a glass jar. That's it. And then you take another deep breath. And you say that 3 times. And the simple act of giving one tiny object your undivided attention, saying it out loud and taking a deep breath brings you back into the present and refocuses your energy and mind off of whatever it's been bouncing off. And I loved it. So I would love for you guys to try that today and comment down below if it worked for you. Just do it. You can do that 3 times. Breathe in. That is a glass jar. Let your eyes focus on that. Breathe in and breathe out. Say that 3 times, and you'll find, because your utter focus is on that glass jar, you're not thinking about bills, you're not thinking about shoulda, woulda, couldas, only that item. And sometimes we need to simplify our mind process to bring it all in. And that's how we can also recognize divine timing. We see something, we can say it out loud. That is a black crow. And also, the funny thing is, we're not supposed to give it anything. That is my favorite chair. We don't label anything. We're completely subjective about it. And again, just one thing. And I could have just said that is a jar, but it was like, you see how I was adding adjectives? It's strange how we do that. So we just keep it separate. That is a crow. Breath. That is a crow. Breath before and after. 3x3. Breath. Identify, breath, and then it brings us into that, and then we can say, hey, is that a special sign for me? Recognize divine timing. And if you're working on a business or potentially financially rewarding opportunity, know that it's coming and take strong daily action to prepare for success. I love that so much. And sometimes, we just have to do that. Slow our roll, recognize what it is we want, and process that beautiful divine timing by slowing everything down, right? I love that. And next is practice positivity. I have to do this consistently. Sometimes I look around my house and I swear to God, you guys, if you saw some of like how I end up at the end of the day with all my tarot cards and my beads and everything, it legit looks like Stevie Nicks, Florence and the Machine, and a whole bunch of people came over here with just their closed tapestry velvets, beads, and just like shook the house upside down and just let everything land where it landed. It looks cosmically insane sometimes, and I'm like, where to even begin? But the funny thing is, it all gets kind of righted in time. I start reworking, I put their decks back in, I put the things in their containers and all is well, right? That sort of thing. And I'm like, everything will be fine. So stop judging and start looking for the good when this card shows up. Part of the challenge that this card presents is to encourage you to cease any judgment or harsh behaviors with others, and particularly ourselves. You're being asked to become vigilant, not only with what you say, but also with what you think, and to modify it when something like kind of starchy and rough goes in there, right? Each positive thought has the power to heal and uplift, whilst each negative thought can harm and drown us at times, right? We get in those emotions and we already know, like, say you bang your foot and it gets you in a bit of a sour mood. You start to focus on things that annoy you, right, around you. Sometimes people, if they're there, they try to console you and say, are you okay? You ever do that to your teen and they put their hand up like, get away from me? That's that headspace. So right after something negative happens, just say, at least I still have my foot. I didn't knock my whole foot off, right? Things like that are silly. Exaggerate faux pas so you can laugh at them. And you'll find as you practice positivity, it attracts more positive thoughts, people, and opportunities. I can so attest to that, you guys, because I have to control myself too. I mean, I'm a regular adult with children and bills and animals and things that I have obligations, but I never let it overwhelm me because I am happy. Guess what? I have these obligations because I do live in a house and I have to pay bills. How lucky am I that I live in a house? I do have these obligations and things because I have children. How lucky am I that I have these children? All of that. You'll also start to enjoy your life more. I'm not kidding you. I just step outside and I relish the fact that a gazillion birds like this one tree in my backyard. It brings me so much joy, and it's usually those simplistic things that can do it, right? And it opens up possibilities of activating your intuitive abilities and awakening your spiritual gifts. When you're positive, you see positive signs and they align you, and they kind of work as a helpmeet to charter your course on to success. When we see the world as loving and awesome and a neat place to experience life, we go out and we experience life, right? Over time, no matter the challenge, you'll be able to experience life with equanimity and an open heart. Next month, maybe start to become conscious of your words and thoughts. It can be as simple as, oh, you look horrible in that dress. And then it's like, well, I don't have to wear this dress. Don't attack your body. Don't be like, I'm fat, I'm this and that. Be like, every state that we're in, physically, mental, or otherwise, is temporary, and we can always change it. So it's one of those things, whenever maybe you're walking down a busy street, watch passersby and find at least one positive thing about each person. That's fun. I like to do that. Like, people smile, they're fun, all of that. And it allows for joy and light and access to that positivity, which I love. Now, I love this access clear thinking. This is something I definitely want to reach for, and that's where I think that simplicity and beautiful, meaningful, brief meditation does, right? That is a glass jar. Breathe in, breathe out. That is a glass jar. Breathe in, breathe out. So simple, yet so effective. And aren't the simplest things the best, right? I love like a simple flower in a thin jar. I love that. Like a single rose, a single daisy, all of those things. Simplicity, 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 right? Now, accessing clear thinking is definitely talking about developing your powers of concentration and allowing yourself the time to connect all the pieces of our inner puzzles, right? Profound thinking requires, we have to ask important questions. How much time and energy do I have available during the day? And am I using my time in the most constructive way possible? What is the most important thing to focus on today? I have to do this often. Because once I realize I'm getting a little momentum and getting things done, I feel good. And then I reach for positive things. I stay hydrated, I stretch, I move. Just for now, for example, I was loving going on IG and looking at all these pictures, but I thought, okay, you've done this for 20 minutes. You could actually do this for 2 hours and get lost in the stream, but are you going to accomplish anything? These are fragments and pieces. Let's go make the video. You feel good. You just got some great information from TEDx talks, and those always get me on a high vibe because I love learning new things, especially if there's simple methods that really, really help. If I have something that clicks and I'm like, this works, I'm going to share it, right? So this also says that you're going to be presented with some important decisions. Don't jump to conclusions based on emotions. Instead, take the time to look at all the options and the points of view available. Through this type of thinking, we definitely activate our highest intuitive faculties, right? We discover new ways to do things and ways we haven't thought of. And I love that when there's a new, simple, better way to do things. Oftentimes I find this with a process when I'm not really thinking and I'm like, wow, that goes so quickly. And it could be a cleaning process. It could be an artistic process. Usually, when I'm using tiny thousands of beads and all this stuff, I find ways to funnel, house them and keep them neat. It's like all these new updated ideas come to me. You're also being called to divide your thinking between everyday affairs as well as higher spiritual truths, right? Which require you to expand your thinking in a more multidimensional way, right? Okay, I have to do this, whatever it is. I like to do these kind of meditations when I just have a calming moment, especially if there was a rush of something, right? Breathe in and go, hey, how did you feel about that? And did you feel comfortable? What is your body saying? All of that. And then you derive this sense of where your head is at, where your heart is at. And it helps sometimes to make a list of what's important to you to deeply think about and do. What has been important, what kind of keeps popping up in your head, and get access to that. And when we have that, then we start to move towards these goals and these endeavors that help us. So that is that, you guys. And I want to quickly do a flip through of this deck because it is off the hook beautiful. But I tell you what, I don't think I brought the deck in the room with me, funnily enough. I did not. So what I'll do is I will do a flip through and then just tack it onto the back of this. So it'll still be part of this video. So love and light to you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much. All my links are down below if you need a private read or anything else. And if you want to stick through, I'm going to add another reel on here with the flip through as well. Love and light to you guys. Okay, all my beauties, here is the aforementioned mystical healing reading cards. I was blown away. Cheryl, thank you so much for this deck. I love it. You get this beautiful, easy to open box and the book. And I believe there's like 37 cards. And this is Ina Segal. So we'll just look at some of these. Examine your integrity. Reverse disassociation, relinquish control, minimize guilt. Love that. And then I'll show you too in the book what the writings are like. You have support, unbelievable. There's the cover, step into the unknown, listen to your guardian angel. That was a really beautiful writing in the book as well. Listen to your intuition. That was phenomenal. Temper your criticism. And in the book, I love that. Love your body. Focus on higher truths. Transform anger. Ground yourself. This is really, really beautiful. And the thing is with the book, it's just quick to the point, very succinct writing. Recognize divine timing. Practice positivity. Relieve anxiety. Just really peaceful blues and creams and natural colors. Contemplate death and beyond, take positive action, assimilate life experience, awaken your vulnerability. Some of it's like very Venetian looking. I love this. Stop breaking agreements. That's really beautiful. I'm going to try that hairdo. Explore your ancestry, ennoble your soul, embrace meditation. It's a yes. That was a beautiful description in the book of that. It's a no. I would love to have this in my back pocket. When somebody comes up and asks me something stupid, I'll be like, it's a no. Learn from karma, create boundaries, develop stronger consciousness. Like, I'll just give you a example, something. Explore your ancestry. Your personality is essentially a mixture of your karmic tendencies and certain characteristics you have inherited from your family. While some of those inherited characteristics are extremely helpful and allow you to expand on the talents and abilities you have brought with you, other more suppressed aspects could be holding you back from becoming all you're destined to be. The card asks you to examine the shadowy, unrefined aspects of your parents' behaviors that have crept into your life and are limiting your growth and maturity. And then it'll go on with that. And then it has actions on a daily basis. Begin to see yourself objectively. Recognize without judgment when you're repeating old, familiar, hurtful patterns or acting out of alignment with your best self. So I love that. I love things that are just like boink. They make sense. They're very adroit. And this deck is just off the hook. So Cheryl, you are a movie star. Thank you so much for this gift. I had been eyeing it and eyeing it, going, that has the potential to be my favorite deck, and it really is right now. It's just sublime and beautiful. So thanks, you guys, and comment down below if you're starting to collect decks. And Oracle decks really help me because it opens a door to all these new possibilities, ideas, and interpretations of things. Like tarot decks do that sometimes in their imagery as well, but Oracle decks are very profound in that, where they're very explicit in the kind of energy that they promote. And I really, that's why I collect the hell out of these. I always find that I get excited for new reads, ideas, and insights with new Oracle decks. So comment down below if you're starting to collect Oracle decks and they have a certain appeal and attraction to you. And I just love it. It's like whenever I get a new Oracle deck, I need like a whole hour. I'm like, nobody bother me, talk to me, look at me, or do anything near me. I need to just like dive into the world of this artist and this speaker. This is really, really phenomenal. So again, you guys, thanks. Love and light to all of you.